I had mentioned in my last video where I made lotion that I shop with Holy Cow, and I wanted to give you a little bit more information on that and kind of a little video review. I said that they were a little conglomeration of local farms, mostly dairy farms, but they also they travel up to Pennsylvania to get Amish stuff, and then they also go to some different. I think it's Kraybill's Butcher, which is a local butcher who handles all local farm raised meats for local farmers, and it's all done by hand the old way. So I wanted to show you guys my little plastic containers. These, this just got delivered this morning. They do delivery, and it's my cottage cheese. I love my cottage cheese. This stuff is so good. It's like, dairy doesn't taste the same as it did when we were kids as old folks. Um, this does. It tastes like when I was a kid. And it's the same with the milk. Um, this is whole milk from Homestead Creamery. Um, and it is, no GMO. They're grass fed. Um, live the way a cow is supposed to live. And I also like that it's in a glass bottle, so I don't have yucky plastics leaching into my milk. The only plastics I have are really the lid and the handle, which is minimal contact. When you order hamburger, you get a frozen pound. All the meat comes vacuum sealed and frozen, and that's from Kraybill's. And this is a leg of lamb from Kraybill's. They don't have, Holy Cow doesn't deliver lamb very often, so when they have it in stock, they've done a fresh run to Kraybill's. I make sure and stock up. This is lamb stew, 1 pound of stew meat, and it is absolutely delicious. I've been told by a few people they had lamb and they didn't like it, and I said, it wasn't cooked right if you didn't like it. It's really good. Um, Here is 2.23 pounds of pork chops, and I mean, you see it's nice thick cut. That'll be really yummy, slow cooked. And a turkey breast roast from Sinning Turkey Farm in Lititz, Pennsylvania. So Amish turkey. So that's been taken care of. And it's all wholesome and good food. So I just wanted to share that with you, and they've spoiled me. If I go to the grocery store and I just get a gallon of milk out of the fridge, it really doesn't taste the same. It tastes watery after having the really good wholesome food that I've gotten used to with these local farms and fresh from the creamery milks and dairy products. They also have cheese products, and oh yeah, I also get eggs. So let me get out the eggs. The eggs come just like this, but they are free range chickens, and no, eggs should not all be exactly the same color. And they shouldn't be the same size. So you see here my eggs.
I got this.
They're brown eggs. Some of them are a little speckled, and some are lighter than others, some are darker than others. It's the one I've been eating off of. But that is how you can tell that you're getting good eggs. You know, they're not all identical. They don't look like they're cloned. They different sizes, different colors. They should be speckled. They should have a firm but not too hard of a shell, and the yolk inside should be dark. This is something a lot of people don't know. The yellow yolk that you get from regular grocery store eggs is actually a sign of a very poorly treated chicken. When the yolk is yellow, then they have been fed grains. No, they haven't been able to walk around on the ground. They haven't been able to peck at the ground like chickens are supposed to do. That's what makes them happy, and that's how they live a good life. A good chicken life means that they're walking around on the ground, pecking around, and enjoying the day. When they're pecking at the ground, they get worms and bugs and all sorts of stuff that birds eat, and it turns their yolk dark. It's good for the chickens to do it. They're getting nutrients and good stuff that they need to support their system. Just because you don't want to eat worms and bugs doesn't mean it's not good for a bird, you know? And the chicken yolk should be dark. If it's not dark, then that chicken hasn't had a very happy life. If the shell is way too thick, like it's just hard to crack and it's hard to hold up and see through. You know, if you hold up the egg, you should be able to see through it a little bit with a light behind it. And if you can't, and it's a hard shell, then it's been fed supplements to make it shell harder. I've also run across very thin shells with my natural eggs. And what causes that, I looked it up because I didn't know. And I thought the chicken was sick. What am I doing getting delivered sick eggs? So I looked it up, and usually that means that the chicken is just in its first year of laying and its body hasn't learned how to make a good shell yet. So nothing wrong with it. But if the shell is way too hard, then it's been fed supplements, which also means it's probably been fed antibiotics. If you're against antibiotics in your food, then that's not what you want to eat. Whatever gets fed to your food also goes into you. So just a little tidbit of info, good knowledge. And I can honestly say all the eggs I've ever gotten from Hol Cow were awesome. And they come from local farms. So I can drive around and I can find the farms that produced all of the food that I eat. It's all within a 30-mile radius of my home. So something to think about, really cool. Hope you guys enjoyed my little talk and review and lessons on chickens. And have a good day.
Hard to forgive and leave the past behind, and if you did, then that's divine. Why don't you help your brother when you see him fall? Why do we act like God don't see it all? Why do we call them black, them white, them Asians, and use labels? Now that's racism.
하여 원나 하원네 하여 원나 하원네 여와 하여 원나 하원네 하여 원나 하원네